26th of February, that's going to be real life, okay, for you. Because Saturn was in it for 29.5 years. So from March 2023, Saturn went into Pisces, and it'll be there till February 2026. So whatever work you were supposed to do or what you started, I'm hoping you started something, that's where real life will start happening. Because I've noticed a lot of people feeling stuck, especially with their north nodes, fate, karma, and destiny, and their soul evolution, how to engage with reality. So the prelude, the lunar eclipse in Pisces is also now 18 to 19 years, was 25 to 2026, right? That was 18 months. So that's where we will stay with January 12th from 2025 to July 2026 with North Node in Pisces, South Virgo. Practical, hardworking. Also with the theme is to come back in a different way. Similar events and not the same. Okay, that's the theme. So from January 12th to July 26th, I'll do an astrology reading, but this is just a collective, so let's find out what the cards have to say and get all into that. All right, we got the Hangman upside down, the Five of Cups. I'm going to move this a little further. The Five of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Hierophant. Okay, I got two stories going on. I got a Knight of Pentacles who's coming in. Your back is beneath that, right? With the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So somebody's trying hard or somebody's working hard. There's routine, productivity. This could be you or this could be another person that's trying to come back. They're trying their best, okay? If not, this could be you working on that. Okay, we got the Page of Wands in reverse. Yes, a younger person who wants to come in and they're not showing up in their best. They're mature. If it's a love situation. If not, this means for you to, this is your year to mature up. Okay? Yeah. This is also saying with the Page of Cups, there needs to be some security. Somebody's disappointed. This could be with you or another person. You know what I feel? I feel like somebody deceived you, or you're deceiving yourself in some way, or self-sabotaging as well could have been going on. The Moon, secrets, hidden illusions, things you don't see right now. If you're in the collective and you're like, why is this happening? Or why is that happening to me? Right? The moon is focusing more on fear and anxiety, subconscious, intuition, and imagination. So you can use that in both the good way, which is your imagination, or the bad ways, right? So you need to take what resonates for you with this collective reading. I'm going to try and do another one. Let's see. So I will also read the Moon. So this is Pisces, linked with Pisces. This is associated with instincts, emotions, dreams. You could be dreaming a lot. This is the cycles, the rhythms, female principles. So this is about your subconscious being influenced right now. So maybe look at getting like subliminals going on. So this is also about, see, I look at the illusion as like, with the two fish, there's dilemmas or choices or emotional challenges that you're fighting. Okay, you may need to look at what represents achievements for you at this time. Following that is the Seven of Cups. All right, you may feel like you might not have any choices. That's why it's in a reversal. or the choices are not where you're at because you're a knight, right? They haven't occurred yet. And it could be that maybe you're like, you know, older person, but in a young mindset, right? Things just haven't evolved to your level. That's how I see it. You're trying to get money and you're moving towards it, but the productivity is where you're feeling stalled. All right. I think there's still some areas here with the moon, like something that you have to deal with. Let me clarify that. What does the collective need to deal with the moon? I wouldn't want to really read into it. Okay, there's something that you're going to need to, either if it's with a person or not, let's find out. Renewal and new beginnings. All right, so you're in a holding pattern here. Following that up, togetherness. And you're a warrior, but you're wounded. So there's still some healing or rest that needs to happen with the moon card. Let me see, I want to pull up. Also, what fears or anxieties are you having at this time? Is it about money? Because the Page of Wands is Aries, Leo, or Sag. This could be a younger person. If not, if this is you, somebody's exploring freedom and having enthusiasm. So, okay, Knight of Wands. Now I'm trying to say no gender here, but with the Knight of Wands, this is another Aries, Leo, or Sag. Somebody is charismatic, creative, and inspiring, but they're out of options. It looks to me like that's their message. So whoever's in this reading. Seven of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So this is about diversion, disarray, lack of purpose. So if this is you, this is about finding purpose for the new beginning. What are the goals that you're going to set? That's going to be the most important aspect. And how are you renewing yourself so you're becoming productive? Are you putting the treadmill, in an area if you want to lose weight? Everything has to be close by. See, you may think there's no options if this is you, but I'm going to look at it like the 7 chakras, the red, the orange, the yellow that runs in our Kundalini energy. This is one of them's being blocked. And that could be with the other person too. If you're around somebody whose energy is blocked, right, in one of their chakras, it's going to affect you. And you may not know that, but it does, right? Their energy is kind of stuffy, or they have tension. It's gonna come off onto you. Okay. The next card we have is the Nine of Pentacles. This is about educating yourself. Maybe you're learning, trying to grow a company. The way you're going to get to your money, if you're the Knight of Pentacles, just starting off, you have to do some research. You have to get involved in the nature. Kind of saying, look, I need to get outside. If I'm not getting outside, because that is our nature, right? Life. So what I'm looking at here is about being self-sufficient and financially independent, and that's the goal. That's the goal. But I do see somebody in a hangman position in a reversal. So the hangman is about getting out of that mentality that you're stuck, right? It's just a mindset. There could be delays, stagnation, or indecision. Now, this could be you with things going on in your life in terms of trying to be productive, or what is or it could be with that other person. And they could have some issues, and they can't make a choice. So just leave them over there. Because you have the Knight of Cups, but let's clarify it with the Five of Swords. There's disappointment. So if that's a love situation, you could be feeling disappointed in yourself for dealing with a person who may have lied. You know, they say deceive others, deceive yourself first. You first deceive yourself. So with the Five of Cups, you've had a lot of grief or disappointment. It could have been for 5 years that the situation happened, or just since 2020, right? This looks to me like you need to get educated to get to your Knight of Pentacles. Now, if you're Aries, Leo, or Sag, or have that moon in your chart, and remember, if you have Leo in your chart, that's about teacher, speaker, author, writer, influencer. So how are you going to research into what you're going to create? Is it going to be shown to the world and in the service of others? You have the Knight of Cups. The Knight wants to come towards the Nine of Pentacles. 9 is all about attaining something. But when you have the Knight of Cups in this direction, oh boy. All right. This is about somebody wanting to offer you the cup. Yeah. Okay. This is about, yeah, so, sorry. Happy surprise. You might get a surprise. Somebody's dreaming and somebody's sensitive. Okay, with a Knight. Somebody's in their feelings. The Seven of Wands. We have 2 sevens. Sevens can be a significant number for you. Sevens are choices. But right here, it's in a reversal. So if you're thinking you don't have a choice, you do. 2 sevens in the collective reading. If you're watching this, I think that this Seven of Cups is saying, you know what? I have choices, but my choices, they don't have, and they might want my choices. Or their choices, they're out of choices with a person or whatever they did, right? There were secrets, dark energy around them because the moon was at night. So you're the light and you're like, no thanks. Now, if I see this from another perspective of a work relationship, we have 1 pentacle. And you are going to be committed to whatever you decide to do. If you started something like I said, or had an idea in the very beginning of what that was, go back and remember when it was, let's see, it was March 2023, okay? All right. This is just a quick collective. I'll do a really more in-depth astrology as well with it, but just to see what the cards come out. 9 of Swords. It's in a reversal, thank God, because it means that you're not attaining or there's no attainment, and that's not a bad thing. Your commitment is focused elsewhere. You're committing on your home, or you're committing on how you're sitting, right? Sitting like a posture, like your posture's like, I'm gonna sit by this oak tree and I'm going to be the oak tree for a little bit longer. So let's read the 9 of Swords for you. It's funny because I don't want to do other, like the other person, but it seems to come up like in love readings and stuff. And you're like, I'm trying to just do an overall general, but yeah, with the 9 of Swords, there was no truth. There could be no truth to you that was attained through that situation in the past, or this is you just not being true to yourself. You know, maybe you're kind of hiding in the shadows. It does not feel like Christmas. I'm gonna not lie. I did not get a Christmas tree either. So we're all kind of hermiting this winter, right? 9 of Swords. All right. Sorry. So I was really hoping for some more pentacles, you guys. I seriously was. Okay. This is well, this card shows you're not in anxiety or depression or nightmares or worry. And if you are, you need to get out of that. This is about releasing worries, deep-seated fears and secrets, or the other person. Okay? Nine of Swords. So this is about Mars and Gemini, mental anguish and despair. So that's over. Problems were over. You dealt with the pain. You gave up. Everything was too hard. You let go of negative thinking. And I think what you need to do is, if you're not letting go of negative thinking, you need to be. You have the Seven of Wands. That means that you're not giving up. You need to say, I'm not giving up. You know, you could be in lack of confidence or overwhelmed at this time. I'm going to pull some more cards for you. Let's pull from a different deck. Sorry, this is I don't want to go into more depth, but then I've run out of storage on the phone. I have to do short, quick, two. I am foundation. The goal here with the research card is for you to focus on foundation and what that looks like. Number 4. It's a major arcana. All right, I want to say to you with the Hanging Man, you're in a wait. Where is that at? The Hanging Man. This means you're not in, the Hanging Man means love, okay? In Hebrew. It's about addictions, habits, old habits, abusive relationships, symptoms of dependency, a waiting time period, and a giving up process. But it also indicates waiting, giving up, letting go of habits, dependencies, and finding compassion. So I think you're still working through that. And if not, then that's good, because it isn't a reversal. Because you've gotten out of all of that. All of the bad, poor habits, and etc. You're finding love for yourself through whatever was harmful to you or what you depended on. You're finding your own commitment into yourself. You're all alone here, see? You don't need anybody. You got a little animal. This is also the Hierophant is like, you could be going back to school. Education could be a significant thing for you. Or wanting to be alone at this time, though. You're feeling content. Let's read the Hierophant. I don't think I did, but just to see. So the Hierophant is also a great card to get, but because you do need to take time to hermit. But when you have the Hierophant and the Hermit together, you've come out of it, and now you're sitting in your own peace. You've taken the initiative to work towards learning or teaching right now, or getting there. If not, this is also about how you function in society. Sound and music could be important. I do have right now EMDR music, which is one of the ways you release trauma. This circle represents 3 entities: man, woman, and intuition, and child and perception. Okay? Taurus gives life to inner and external experiences as earth signs make things concrete and applicable. The lotus flower with 5 leaves provide consciousness. The Hebrew is Va. And this represents connection. Connection to yourself, connection to nature. That's your foundation. Number 4. And 4 is a power number in the Chinese. And 4 is all about stability. Okay? So you're trying to get stable. I'll read I Am Foundation. Where's the book? Oh, here it is. So let's see here, because you do have number 4, Stone of Age. Yellow is creativity. What are you focusing on that's helping you become creative to build a foundation? Like, what is it you love to do that's not, that could be a societal thing to where you can make money. This is about structure and connections. The more connections you have right now, the better. Security issues could be at play, or confidence. Some loans or banking. It could be also too, somebody had issues from childhood that must be resolved, and that could have been that situation here. So you also could have a chance to unfold your fullest potential, or someone needs to. This is about working an independent business. What does that independent business look like? This is also a Capricorn energy, a Hierophant. Where are your commitments? Where are you going to put your loyalties? And remember, we can't serve 2 masters. So remember, if you go and have 5 different directions, placing your energy and time, it's not going to be, so it's not going to work. You got to make sure you are not going to, you want to be able to come back with similar events, but not in the same way, right? That happened before. Yeah. Let's clarify. I'm gonna pull different cards here, because if we get some doubles, we'll know. So nice to be able to put the cards out first before you pull the cards, because then it really gives you a story that is more sufficient. But it just looks to me like you're trying to obtain something and you got a commitment in something, and somebody else is sitting in it. You got out of the 9 of Swords. 7 of Wands, though, this could be 7 of Wands, you thinking you don't have any choices. So I don't know where that came from. Let's clarify it. Because this one also was no choices. This was no choices in Aries, Leo, or Sag, okay? Which means taking action in your life. So you could have felt that way, and that may have caused you in the past, you know, sorrows. It looks like to me, though, you're coming out of that, and the 7 of Cups, which means in love. So 7, 7, and the 9 of Swords. So that was major heartbreak. But we did have the renewal and the new beginnings, and so let's see. Now, if you weren't in a situationship or relationship, this could be the fact that you could be in a situation that you're committed in, right? You're in a commitment of some sort, but you feel you have no options at this point. Or if you are going through the final stages of your life, this could also be you trying to set up a new foundation. If you're later in life and you're trying to figure out what to do, this is saying don't use the past. Don't take the past with you to create this foundation. You're starting over from scratch with the 9 of Pentacles. When you attain something, it has to be with the mentality of a new beginner. Knight of Cups, right? So we all have to start somewhere. Sometimes we have to redo it again and start over with a new mindset or a new way of thinking, and to start over in a different way. A new beginner mindset to find that commitment. Yeah, the Lovers card is in a reverse. This means self-love as well with the Lovers, but yeah, it could have been a very, you know, situation that was more lustful, didn't really have the commitment there. Or you could still feel connected, but there's no foundation. 7 of Pentacles, another 7. So, wow, we have a lot of 7s. That's good. This is about you thinking you don't have choices, or the other person. The 7 is for you, though. if you're watching, because this looks to me, this is the other person who had the 7, lost their choices and maybe wants to come back. But the ending of the Lovers is over. The Lovers, right? This is linked with Gemini. Somebody, this could be also personal growth and development as well. So the cup is water. Follow your heart. The flower is earth. Do as your heart tells you. The snake is transformation, power of relationships. The lion's creativity and vitality with the Lovers. He is the fire of spirituality. The eagle denotes allegiance and priority. So this is the symbol of the sword. This is what you need to be representing, which is the Lovers with arts or crafts. This is about personal growth and development. So maybe you don't feel like you're growing right now, or somebody else isn't. This is also about yin and yang duality, being playful as well. Maybe you feel like you need some more play in your life. This is also talking about unlimited potential and unrestrained feelings. So maybe work on that if you feel that. Or, okay, the wand is fire, trust your intuition. Then we have the Judgment card. Okay, Judgment card is in a reversal. Let me clarify the Judgment. So this is about self-doubt, inner critic, and ignoring the call. Somebody could have ignored the call if it was the other person, but I'm looking at it like, don't ignore the call. Something's going to happen. You're going to be presented an opportunity here with the 7 of Pentacles. So this is more of an opportunity that you need to take. And could be coming up here. And I remember seeing it in one of, like, Oblas Roland, like the astrologer. There's an opportunity that you might need to take in this week. And I'll get you the notes on that one if you need it. But it could be after 27th or the 26th. Somewhere around the end of December, after Christmas, is the opportunity after Christmas. Okay?